Hello everyone and welcome to episode 65 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and Topic Got Topic day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. To catch updates about the podcast or for other news, give us a follow on your social media platform of choice listed in the description below. I'm your host, GM, and overseer of Podcast of Five Rings, Obsidian, joined tonight by the wall that will not fall, Tetsuo!
Ta-da!
One day I'll be able to do the whole thing without taking a breath.
But that
Today
day
is
is
not
not
that.
today.
Yeah, exactly. We got the Dark Fortune Duelist meta.
Sup?
The meat
you're
man.
Gonna have to, you're gonna have to like work your your lungs if you want to be able to do that, man.
I'll give it a try. Remind me next week.
All right.
We'll see how far I get. Or I'll try at the end of the episode. But you're not going to be here. The resident wildcard, Mao.
Yo.
Insert your quip and hello. Let's
already
just,
gave the hello.
You know what? I'm kind of disappointed and hurt inside. So I don't even want to do these intros. I want to get straight into topics so I can vent at Meta about my disappointment.
Okay.
So
All right.
Meta, you're up first tonight.
Okay, well, then I guess you can revel a bit in your disappointment with my topic, because my topic is what is a game. A game or a series that either was very popular when it came out or has a strong following even nowadays that just never clicked with you. You just found no interest in it, even though it's considered great, either as a cult classic or whatnot. It just, for you personally, was like, I just don't see the big deal about this game. Because I can tell you, my game, it's Chrono Trigger. I know that game is loved, but I cannot get into that game. I played through it.
I mean, that's even in a genre you play a lot of.
I love that kind of genre, but I don't know what it is about that game. It's got space, it's got fantasy. I love those things. But much like Lord of the Rings, I cannot find any deep fondness for it, and I don't know why. But what about you guys? What are games that you have never jived with, and maybe why?
No one else want to go
Jesus,
first.
nobody jumped. Wow.
Calm
down, guys.
No
I asked
one?
one person.
Mine's hesitation because it might be the Final Fantasy series.
I was gonna say that
well,
for you.
I think we've talked about this before.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, like, I understand why people enjoy it, though, right? It's just
No,
for me,
you don't.
it
Do I have to rant again?
Yes.
Thumbs down, Obs. Down, boy. Down.
Do I have to get mobile knock this on your ass?
I'm sorry. He always gets like this when we talk about Final Fantasy 15. He just meds.
Like, I don't know. Like I want to enjoy them. I think for me, it's mostly just the turn-based JRPG in general. I have a hard time like really getting into.
Is there any like giant open world games that might fall into
That
this
aren't
category?
Pokemon.
Like with lots of collectibles and stuff? Can you think of anything like that? So I know that's usually a bit more your speed.
Yeah.
Is there any of those?
Speaking of, Assassin's Creed Origin is 50% off right now.
15 would probably be the closest to that.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
No, I think but I mean, like, so that was more I didn't fully have time to play it and sent it back in gameplay as opposed to not enjoying that one. But
I don't know. That kind of sounds like your thing.
I don't know though. Like, beyond it being like mostly just a genre that I don't enjoy, I don't know. Like I'm really easy, right, to entertain. It's really easy for me to enjoy things like in the moment. So I don't know.
I mean, it could just be even just a single game. It might even be just like one game that like never clicked. So, but it sounds like, I mean, honestly, the Final Fantasy one sounds, because you like fantasy stuff.
Yeah, well,
But it didn't really like any.
It's not
turn-based
super engaging.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like second to second. And the
So I
whole
think-
grinding thing. We've talked about Final Fantasy, and I think we talked about grinding as a topic as
Yep.
well.
Yeah, grinding.
Both the two things that you are not a fan of.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, like, well, because like some JRPG like style setup I do enjoy. Like, I do enjoy Pokemon. I enjoy a more recent game was Digimon Cyber Sleuth. So like
So
it's
yeah.
not necessarily
You like
the
Digimon
genre,
and Pokemon.
but
Have you tried playing any of the Tales games?
I have not actually, and I have a few
should.
of
Those
them on
aren't
my
turn-based,
gameplay.
so
They're not. They're more like a fighting game style.
Or
combat.
the mana games, I
I
guess.
say that in quotes. Yeah, Mana's pretty good too. Don't get the new ones.
They're
apparently.
older though, yeah.
The older ones.
They're older.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like beyond that though, most like big hyped up games, I tend to just enjoy. Just I don't know.
Huh? You know what, dude? It can happen. I mean, I literally just stated that the two genres I love, like sci-fi and fantasy, mashing together in a
How
game.
dare you, sir?
Still can't get behind it.
Well, only late.
Did
No,
you
it's
ever
always
try
been
and
kind of
play
sci-fi.
Chrono Cross?
I never really. I think I did. I think
It's
I
a better
played
game.
Only a demo though. Let me look it up.
We said that
I'll
multiple
know.
times.
I'll know if I look at the picture of it. Yes, I played Chrono Cross. I still couldn't really get into it.
I mean, it's a different game.
It is completely
basically,
different.
so-
It almost
but
all the attachments to trigger are very tacked on.
Oh wait, actually, you know what? I might be wrong. I don't think I've played Chrono Cross.
It has amazing music.
I do have a. I have
You
a
have
better
like
one
50
for y'all.
different characters.
I have not played
Yeah.
Chrono Cross.
What was that?
I was just saying that I have a better one for y'all. Super Smash Bros.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, you can't say that. You can't. You're
I
in
know.
Robs.
Like I sort of enjoy it. I don't enjoy it as much as I feel like I'm supposed to.
I'm gonna get shot for saying this
Yeah.
by somebody tomorrow, but I'm surprised considering it's the most, and I'm gonna say this carefully, casual fighting game.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, I mean, there's some element of truth to that, though, right? Like,
There's a slight element of truth. It's
And I
got a
think-
lot of things that like.
It's
easy
definitely
to
got
pick
the
up
most
to play.
casual appeal.
Yeah, it's definitely got the
Yes.
most casual. I mean, there's a lot of things that are very. I mean, the game is bloody designed around the intent of like
Yeah,
having
I mean, it's
items.
Nintendo
on.
in general.
Yeah,
is-
it's just Nintendo.
Right.
It's more about
it's
fun.
got a
than
more
being
like childish
top
look
tier.
to it.
Yeah,
like,
everything.
It's just going to
So,
appeal
yeah.
to a lot more like.
Well,
you
it's
know.
got items, it's got stage hazards and whatnot, which generally if you are getting in the big fighting scene, those are just like those two things are like super big no-nos in almost every other fighting game. There is no
Lower the bar.
items. Yeah, there's nothing like that. It's about your character, your skills on a plain stage versus their character and their skills.
I don't know though. I enjoyed like some of the earlier Dead or Alives where you definitely had environmental hazards that you had to worry about.
I love environmental. I think personally a good player is one who can adapt to a situation
Yes.
on the fly. That's a big personal philosophy for me. But I know that's not everybody's philosophy.
Yeah.
And I know I'm very much outnumbered if you were to ask like
Give us
how do you
give us
fight?
all of the options, and then in tournaments we'll only play on the one ring with no boundaries. That just you
Yeah,
can't do
it's
ring
it's
outs.
kind of like the joke of like, fight me IRL with Fox only Final Destination, no items.
Smash, easy to play, hard to master.
Yeah.
Well, and I think part of it too for Smash for me is the way that the control setup is, and this is going to sound like a wildly personalized thing because it is. Smash, the way that the
Be honest.
controls are, the way that the controls are, I want it to be like a over the shoulder adventure style game, right? Like
Over the
more-
shoulder adventure?
say what?
Over the shoulder adventure?
Yeah,
That
it
doesn't
was-
seem like a very fighting game genre thing to do.
No, right. Like that's the thing though. Like the way the controls are, to me, they don't feel very nice for the 2D beat 'em
Yeah,
up
if you're-
fighting game style. Like it makes me feel like I would rather have the camera over the shoulder of the character I'm playing.
I could
If you
understand
played a
that.
lot of traditional fighting games, then yeah, because my friends who play
Yeah.
like
I could get that.
Tekken and Street Fighter and stuff don't like playing Smash because the characters don't auto face and you don't like push. You can push up to jump, but it's usually better to push the X button and stuff like
See,
that.
Yeah, because you can do slide. You can do slide
Yeah,
buttons.
Yeah.
I unmap jump off my up so I can up tilt easier, but
Yeah, that's the exact reason why I do it too. I have it turned
Yeah.
off so that I can up tilt better because there are certain characters that work better with the up tilt, and it's useful.
What is Obs is
let's go with the Nintendo franchise because I'm such a Nintendo fan. I do not like the Metroid Prime series. This probably comes as no surprise because I can't really play first-person games.
And you
I've
do
never
just
like a
hate
huge
adventure?
fan of them, even when I was littler, and there was like in the time of Metroid Prime when there was slower frame rates and stuff like that got me less motion sickness. Like I loved playing the Halo games and stuff like that. But I don't know. I've just never been into the 3D Metroidvania style game. Like I much more enjoy the 2D Metroid games more so. I just people love the Metroid Prime games. I just don't feel they translated that well into a first person style
was there
game.
any, like-
but people
was there any, like,
disagree.
Was there any like specific thing that like kind of stands out as the
They were
reason
just
why?
boring. I didn't like have fun exploring the world as much, like which is half the fun of a Metroidvania style game is
Okay,
uncovering
yeah,
the map.
That would be a big issue.
I mean, and they basically just, play like a 3D Metroid game. But I mean, again, I'm not really as big a fan of like shooters, so it just I don't know, something about it. I can't quite put my thumb on it, but it being a first person shooter certainly doesn't help. But I don't know how else you would do a 3D Metroid game. So I mean, I literally can't think of a better way you would do it. So I don't know. That's mine. Maybe Street Fighter as well. I'm not like super big on 2D fighters either, to be honest, that aren't Smash though.
I can understand that. What about you, Mao?
I too will go with Nintendo franchise.
I
And
know
my
what you're
answer
gonna
is the Nintendo franchise.
say. I was waiting
Ow.
for like that or Fire Emblem.
It is a
I was
knot of
just gonna name off-
disappointment.
Almost, yeah. Like I've never really been into anything, almost anything Nintendo does. Like
Yeah.
You love
Mario,
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem and Pokemon.
Yeah,
yeah,
you just hate
Fire
Fire
Emblem and
Emblem?
Pokemon.
All
are
the
the only thing
handheld
I want.
stuff. Well, that's
They're not-
because you played handhelds growing up.
And
Right?
I mean, I like Game Freaks and
Yeah.
Intelligent Systems
Yep.
games. So
If you'd grown up playing more Mario and Kirby and stuff, maybe it'd be different.
yeah, and I've played like at friends' houses or tried like almost all of them. My roommate loves Kirby. Yeah, I've played at
The Kirby
Tets's
fans
place, like
are,
Kirby games
like-
and
Rabid. They freaking love Kirby. It's kind of
And-
crazy.
like I don't like Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I
or,
don't like Animal Crossing.
Star Fox. Zelda's probably the biggest one though. Like I would have thought I would have liked, but I don't know. Something about it just never appealed to me. I didn't even beat the newest one on the Switch.
It's very different from other Zelda games.
Right, I
so-
understand that, but yeah.
I would say that one is more like geared towards a broader audience, oddly enough. Like the other ones feel like it's weird saying that, but they feel like they fit a more like niche crowd because they are more about puzzles and less about exploring a big open world. So
Yeah, I guess I'm not huge on puzzles.
yeah.
That's probably why.
I can understand that.
That's
I like
fine, Mal. We all
puzzles
have
in
shit
small
tastes about
amounts.
something. Just-
It's understandable. That's for sure.
and here I was, thought you were going to say Ratchet and Clank or something like that.
I don't think I've ever played a Ratchet and Clank game.
They're really good.
I do.
Or I've played the PS2 ones. I haven't
Can't
played
be
the newer ones.
disappointed if you never play the game.
Most,
And Jackson Daxter.
most of my, especially at least early game library is all Japanese RPGs anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you started getting into console stuff. Was the PS2?
Well,
Or was it PS1?
I didn't. I had a PS2, but I didn't branch out from JRPGs until after a PS2.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got the original Xbox.
Well, shoot, PS1 and PS2 were the golden age of JRPGs. So.
I've played a lot of those. Yeah. So Nintendo sucks. Obs, what is your topic?
No, we don't just transition like that.
Yeah,
we can't end on
That's the
Nintendo
perfect
sucks.
transition. No, Nintendo sucks. What's your
I
topic?
want to hear more
buddy?
about why Meta doesn't like Chrono Trigger real quick.
Okay.
We gotta come back around. He didn't get to talk about it a lot.
That's actually true because I kind of wanted to get you guys out of the way. I will say it's not that I don't like it. I just found no affinity for it, no affection, no empathy. There was no connection on it. The game is good. It plays nicely. The ability to have characters kind of wait and then attack with each other was a really cool idea. I liked that a lot.
I like all the different endings.
I was never able to get to the endings, unfortunately. Though I heard there were multiple endings to the game. The characters are well defined. They're all very different from one another. So you understand who you're looking at. They have very different color schemes. I mean, it's wonderfully and wonderfully well done. The music is good. The active time battle system is there. It's stapled onto it. Named, I think it was like a 2.0 version. So that was. I mean, it was all interesting stuff. They did really cool things with it. The storyline is very good. The ability to make choices is always a welcome thing in my eyes in any RPG game. I think it even had a new game plus, but for whatever reason, it never clicked with me. I never found some affection for it. The characters never really the characters just never really rubbed off on me in any shape or form. They were good characters. They just weren't ones that I was interested in personally. I like the fact that it was fantasy and whatnot. I like the fact that there was like sci-fi in there. They were both big things that I really enjoyed. But for some reason, the way it was presented in this game neither had a really big effect on me. So it's really hard for me to pinpoint like any one specific thing that really made it rough. It's just that there were a lot of factors about it that never really grabbed a hold of me. And that's kind of a shame because the game is otherwise phenomenally good.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's favorite SNES game and JRPG, weirdly enough. But I think that for a lot of people, it's if you played it when you were younger, you have like a lot of nostalgia for that game.
Oh yeah, that's always
like
gonna happen.
because it was just so different than the Final Fantasy SNES games. Because
well, yeah, it was directed by the creator of Final Fantasy and the creator of Dragon Quest.
Yeah,
and then they got Akira Toriyama to do the art.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think that's what a lot of it is. I haven't played it since I was in high school, so I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember going, yeah, that was good. And then, like, it was, like, kind of, you know... Like, I kind of agree with you. The characters didn't really stick with me either because I don't really remember the specifics of a lot of them. I remember that I liked Magus and I liked Frog. That's about
You would like Magus based on just him being...
Design alone, yeah.
Yeah, design alone.
He fights with the scythe and he's edgy, so there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, like, that was, like, one of the big... I mean, you kind of point out, like I said, is like, but the character for me just... I couldn't... And I'll say, like, I generally remember stupid shit sometimes. But like the character just never really stood out. Like Chrono, wasn't very.
Yeah, I mean Chrono's a silent protagonist, so.
Yeah, he's a silent protagonist, but I couldn't even imprint on him, which is like kind of what you're supposed to do with a silent protagonist. You imprint yourself on him. I just felt no way to like kind of go like, you know, I could fit a bit of myself into here, maybe, kind of, possibly. No.
Chrono Cross does the silent protagonist much better, in my opinion. As do the Dragon Quest games.
Yeah.
I actually I actually kind of hate silent protagonists. I really think they're boring. Personally.
Yeah, I'm not huge on them, but I'm fine with them. Like,
at that point, you're really relying on the themes of the game to enforce the silent protagonist.
Yeah, you are.
And give you some kind of like arc with he or she. But yeah,
the silent protagonist is best done when you have a lot of character responses and choices that you can make.
Yeah, for sure.
You need for a silent protagonist in my eyes to work. You do need a character that has you have a lot of choice in the agency of that character, who they talk to, the response.
Something like
them.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, that gives me.
They're not even silent though.
Yeah, they're not even silent.
You need something like that though. I agree.
So. But yeah, that's just my reason for it. It's not a big single reason. It's just a lot of small things that unfortunately added up to the disappointment that I can't find enjoyment in this game.
I can see your side of it. Okay, Mal, say it.
Nintendo sucks. What's your topic?
Well, this Direct sucked. Let's talk about the Nintendo Direct. Real quick, I'll just go through the notes as I made them. 3DS is getting a Kirby port of an old Wii U game, I think.
It's getting a couple ports. Right?
Bowser Inside Story. They gave some Bowser Jr. info.
Those new games?
No, we got the original Luigi's Mansion. I think the Yokai Watch might be, but
no, I think they said it.
Isn't it like a the Pokemon Yellow to the Red and Blue of those two versions of the game? I think that's what it is. But It's like a half new game. All right, screw 3DS. It needs to die. Let's get on the Switch.
Well, they actually revealed something about the Switch before any of that.
Yeah, well, we had Luigi's Mansion 3 is confirmed. I think they said 2019. I didn't get the date down
Yeah, it was 2019.
2019.
because I had to restart my stream.
But that's only still even a working title. And that was just a cinematic. We didn't even see
Yeah,
gameplay. So
I think there was, but it was
No, there
like
was there?
it was him because I saw numbers and him sucking up the ghosts.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. You're right. So then that
it
might
looked
be
very early.
They might be more
in the
along than I
stages of
thought.
it.
Then I just remember only seeing the. I might have blanked out because it's not that interesting to me. Even though I love spooky, scary.
Yeah, I'm
like,
not a big fan of Luigi's Mansion.
It's funny too because like even though I don't have a big appreciation for the game itself, I love the setting for what he's always in, which is a spooky, scary mansion. I love spooky, scary mansions so much.
I think
they're so cool.
No, that's the port that was coming out in October because we were talking about it was just not for spooky, scary season. The 3DS port. Splatoon 2 version 4. There's a new turf mode and a new stage, and it has a little anime opening. That's all I got out of
Splatoon 2 is probably
Splatoon 2.
or Splatoon in general is probably the closest thing Nintendo's got to like woo me with one of their new or other games.
They
Like,
have style.
I think the funniest part about Splatoons is that like as you just stated, it's got so much style. It's hard not to appreciate
it's getting it gets real close to that Jet Set Radio vibe for me.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, and that's like God. It almost is a parody but an homage at the same time.
Yeah. What is that called? Oh, there's another word.
Yeah, there's a term I know there is, but I just don't
Not
remember what it is.
satire.
No, not satire. Satire kind of makes fun of something.
Yeah. That's why not no homage. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's almost like a mix between it's kind of like poking fun at like what it is, but at the same time it's clearly giving respect for what it is as well. And I love that. I love that feeling of what it is. So the game looks. Anytime they do these commercials, I'm like, this is very clearly something I know about. And I'm like, they're kind of making it. It's almost kind of like silly.
You can tell Nintendo loves that series too.
It's silly too because you've got like these squid kids, whatnot. I'm a squid and I'm a kid, and you got these squid kids standing there, and they're looking all serious and shit, but they're still like just a tiny little kid.
Yeah.
Pastiche.
They're gonna.
Is that what it is?
That's the word I was thinking of.
Yeah. They're gonna murder each other with their bayonets.
For the class.
Pastiche
Their splat doodly
is
bayonets.
a work of visual literature, a work of art that imitates the style or character of a work from one or more artists. Unlike a parody, it celebrates rather than mocks.
There you go.
All
Okay.
right. Mega Man 11 comes out October 2nd. That's like old news. Mario Tennis Aces is
Only
getting new
because
characters.
we got the direct delayed. It was going to be tied to the direct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think it's coming out on all systems that date. I think we already do it, but I could be wrong. Mario Tennis Aces is getting 3 new characters. I think it's 4. I just missed one of them. Birdo, Shy Guy, P, Piranha. I think there were some Koopa Troopas, maybe.
Yeah.
Koopa Troopa. Some kind of co-op challenge. Meta was hype about this one. A Capcom Brawler collection with Final Fight,
yeah.
King of Dragons, Captain Commando, Knights of Round, Warriors of Fate, Armed Warriors, and Battle Circuit.
Oh yeah, I loved beat 'em ups. Like as a kid, I have a love for them now. I can't play them for too long anymore. They'll keep me that long. But
Yeah, they're fun to like pick up and play like when not.
Yeah, just
with
if
your
you're
friends and
looking for
stuff.
something to burn some time on, like when you're
Not fun by
just something
yourself.
else. Way better with friends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
I still picked them up. I think one of my favorite ones had to be the Dungeons and Dragons ones. Those were so good.
Oh, the D&D ones are good.
Oh, they're so good. But those beat 'em ups, I love them. I love a beat 'em up that also starts putting in like RPG elements to it. That's just that makes them great.
Did you ever play D&D Heroes for Xbox One?
yeah.
I
I
Is that the one
love.
with the ear thack, like in?
Yes, you're literally just
Yes.
playing D&D, but it's a overhead action adventure. You
Uh,
level up, you get
yes,
spells.
Yeah, this is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah,
It has
it's
cleric, fighter, rogue, and wizard. I think
I did not, and I'm now disappointed I missed this.
It
it's
is
amazing.
it was definitely.
Yeah, we played a lot of that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
You can cast sticks to snakes. You can cast sticks to snakes in it. I missed that spell.
It's 3.5 under the hood, but it's so much like it's borderline Gauntlet, right?
Yeah, it's basically Gauntlet. Yeah. But anyways, that's a whole other topic. Good segment. I
Damn
just
it.
remembered that game from like 13 years
I
ago.
loved that game so much.
How did I miss this game? This would have been a perfect game to play.
Yeah. Well, buy an Xbox One X, and then you can backwards compatibility it, perhaps.
Well, I do have an Xbox One X.
Well, there you go. New
Right,
Mario
not Xbox
Brothers U Deluxe. Here's our first port of the night. It comes out January 11th. It's new Mario Brothers U for the Wii U and all like the add-ons, and I think 2 new Peach is added, and the little thief guy whose name I don't know because I'm not keen on the Mario lore. Katamari Damacy is getting a remaster. They talked a little bit about Nintendo Online, which is launching on.
Can I just jump in real fast?
Yeah.
Like, did anybody want Katamari Damacy to come back?
People like it.
I saw positive stuff when it was rumored
if it was
last week or whatever.
If it was a new game, I would have totally been excited for it.
Like people were like,
I just wanted to play it on the go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that like, because I had clearly missed it. I was like, I wanted to make sure that people were like actually hyped for this because it would be a really weird thing to like say, we should bring back a game that people won't be hyped for.
The trademark or whatever got spoiled last week or something, and people were really hoping it was. Well, they were hoping for a new game, but at least a remaster over a like just some mobile game.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay.
So Nintendo Online is launching September 18th. It's the paid service. Right now you can play for free, but you're gonna have to go to paid. I think like the 1 month is like $3.99.
Yep.
And I think it scales down like $1 or something.
I still say the current system is just fine. I don't understand why they need it.
Yeah, you'll get
They gotta
you
charge
have to
people.
pay to play, and then you get a bunch of
cloud save data. You get your dumb voice chat. They finally talked a little bit more about their basically the
NES
virtual
games.
console, but it's only for NES games, at least right now. It looks like this is what we theorize. They're going to keep adding NES games, and you're just going to have access to them.
They said they're going
all.
to keep adding more.
Oh, do they? But I think we're surmising that you're going to have access to them all. I don't know if they said that.
Yeah, you're just going to have access to an ever-growing library.
Yeah.
So we'll see how quickly that library grows, like one a month, and like, or what are the choices? Like, are they choosing really good games or really obscure games? Does anyone really want what is it, Balloon Fight?
Hey man, someone out there is a balloon fight hardcore.
I mean, they put it on like the NES Classic, or not? Or so I don't know why.
Yeah, so that's what the online service is going to look like, or that's at least the details. I mean, it's an online service. You know about it by now.
And what was the special promotions that we can't talk about now?
Oh yeah, it showed the mystery box. Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. They showed something about secret techniques, so no HMs. If you played Pokemon, you know what that means.
Plus.
Yep, I like that. I was worried about that.
HMs need to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Died,
HMs,
they can stay dead.
They need to die. Yeah, exactly. Die, stay dead, and never please come back.
Yep. Diablo 3 Eternal Collection comes out November 2nd. It's Diablo 3 on the Switch, but you can play as Ganondorf.
You can transmog into Ganondorf.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
You don't get any special abilities or anything.
You just look like him.
It's not like they made a Ganondorf class.
Yeah, that would have been something.
Yep.
Mario Party Super October 5th. I think they wasn't really anything new about that. One new game they announced is a game called Town that's being developed by Game Freak.
It takes place in a town.
Yep. It's
the
art style is adorable.
Yeah. And it's turn-based combat.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah, it's probably the game I'm most curious. Well, no, that's not true.
Fire Emblem now.
So
not appearing in this direct. So yeah, they have that for 2019 right now.
In this direct.
Yep.
But there's one other game.
City Skylines Switch Edition is available today.
Yeah, that seems like a weird choice.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
It takes way longer than what you probably you like a lot of Switch games are like, play it for 30 minutes or an hour on the go. It's like you can't design a bus schedule in that amount of time in that game.
I got through my first 100 years. It only took me 2 weeks. Daemon X Machina 2019.
That's the game.
Yeah.
That's the game.
Online co-op. Who's hot?
That's
all
the game
I need
want.
to hear.
That's like
the
the
one.
game that'll get me to buy online co-op.
Yeah, that's pretty much the game I'll buy online co-op for. If I got people
That'll
to
be
play it,
fun.
that's the one I'll play it
I'm
with.
looking forward to playing that with you guys.
It's freaking.
You
It's
guys
freaking
will have
next.
to tell me how it is.
Wah, wah, poor Tits.
No, poor Tess.
I wanted a mech game so badly.
You got one. That
That you can't play. Weapon switching on the go. You can get out of your mech and run around.
Yeah,
I don't know why that's a thing.
how that goes.
Yeah.
You've got
Log
you
yourself out with
Wakana.
Cybertech.
Can I just say that this game effectively kind of like feels like what the new front mission game could be? And I know it's called like Last Survivor or whatever, but
Well, no, that one's not in a mech at all.
I know it's not in a mech. That's what kills me. Fucking takes place in the world of mechs.
Mechs.
Let's not put you in a goddamn mech. Let's make you run around third person
You can
style.
shoot
Let's
at
do it.
mechs.
Yeah.
Shoot back.
So yeah, I'm excited for that game.
Oh, why? It's such a good world, and they fucking decide to put you in a survival game.
Come back to
What?
the good game where you can pilot a mech.
Yes, I'm gonna come back to the good game, which is a lovely game, and I love it.
Yeah,
Great.
it looks
Great.
fun. Yoshi Craft the World finally has a semi-release date of spring 2019. Another game that looks adorable that I won't. This one I'm not really interested in. Asmodee is pushing a bunch of their IPs onto the Switch. I think a year ago they announced they were looking to start developing like actual game, like video game style stuff. So some stuff they're doing is Pandemic. I think it's Carcassonne. I can't remember how you pronounce it.
Yeah, something like that.
Someone's gonna kill me out there. Lord of the Rings,
Carcassonne.
the card game, the LCG. I think it's plays slightly different than the LCG. I'd heard because people. I think there's been like a beta on the Steam version for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then they're going to do a Munchkin Dungeon Crawler, which could be funny and interesting.
Actually, not just a port of their board game.
Yeah.
Yes, that will actually be more interesting.
But speaking
Yeah,
of a
I'm
port of a
curious
board game,
to see
they're
how
also
that goes.
putting Catan on eventually
Right.
as well.
Well, it is like the thing that kicked off the board game revolution.
Yeah. So, get some board games on there. Civ 6 port, November 16th. It's Civ 6. The Starlink game where you can play Star Fox. It's basically the toy games, if I remember correctly. Wasn't that what Starlink was? Had the toys that you scanned
It does have
and
a
stuff.
physical toy.
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's required by any means.
Play as Fox, play as Star Wolf. He eats a spider, and it's disgusting. That's what I got out of the trailer. October 16th. They showed a little bit of The World Ends With You Final Remix, which I think they announced the release date for a few weeks ago of October 12th. Xenoblade
Yeah,
Chronicles 2 DLC is, I
Yeah.
believe, coming out in a week or so. That is, and Mao potentially are excited for this. They had a little Final Fantasy block, Crystal
Yeah.
Chronicles. is getting a remaster.
There's a good chance I'll get Crystal Chronicles because I never played it. I'm interested.
It's a gauntlet style Final Fantasy game, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Maybe Meadow will play.
that's
it.
essentially what it is. Final Fantasy 15 mobile is coming on Switch, but it's also coming out for PC and
Yeah. Or you can just get
all
it on your
console.
phone.
Yeah. I heard that
Apparently
it's
it's
actually
good.
not a bad. Yeah, I was gonna say I heard it's actually not a bad
Yeah.
like
It's
version
if you
of
just
the game.
want the story and don't want to like do all the side quests.
Yeah.
Like,
And if you don't mind the art style, which
Right,
it's
yeah,
basically the DS game art style.
it's a
so.
little weirder, but yeah. I mean, if it doesn't bother you.
Then we are getting World of Final Fantasy Ultimate Edition on
Was
November
it
6th.
Ultimate or a new version? I couldn't tell. I didn't actually see the humans in it.
It said
I think.
Ultimate Edition because it added Noctis and had some new characters and like new
Right.
original characters in it, I believe.
I don't know.
I'm sure that'll come out on all systems too. They probably just haven't announced it yet for it, or they did, and I just didn't notice it. But Meta was really excited for that one too. Zodiac Age is coming out in 2019. They're also going to be porting over Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, and 10-2. RIP Final Fantasy 8, and will Mao buy Final Fantasy 10 for like the 7th time?
Probably not. But who knows?
When it goes
Maybe
on
if they
sale.
sell it, yeah. It's not Nintendo doesn't really put things on sale, but
You never know. It could also. Well, I'm not going to say that. There's no way to launch it. $20.
Right.
So yeah, they had a little Final Fantasy block, which was interesting.
Yeah.
It said Final Fantasy. It started showing all the games, and I was getting hot for a second that it was going to be a collection. But they just basically announced that it was that they were eventually coming to be able to play on Switch.
They've got 7, 9, and 10.
And 10 too.
Right. Or the bundle, but no 8.
Yeah, rip 8. Poor Squall. I guess they just figured that people didn't like that one, or it was not as well received as the other two, so they were just like, let's skip it.
They must have some data, like they've all been released on Steam and on the PlayStation Store and stuff.
Yeah.
They must have seen the data. It's just not worth it.
I would expect 8 to do like the worst out of all those. It probably didn't help that it had a bad Steam version, apparently, that you have to mod to help it. But
that might have also been part of it.
They're doing a hardware bundle for Smash. I think everyone pretty much saw that coming. It's like a custom 3DS dock, or not 3DS, Switch dock. I think the back of the Switch has some like engraving on it too, and the Joy-Cons have the little Smash logo on it, and it comes with the downloadable version of the game and the GameCube adapter. So, and they announced a new character who appears to be the most unhyped character reveal of all time, other than freaking Bandana Waddle Dee. That what could have been. Isabelle is a what looks to be an Echo Fighter for Villager from Animal Crossing.
I'm sure there's a group of people that are very happy for that.
Oh yeah, and they're even more happy because they announced a new Animal Crossing game, which I think is being called Welcome to Animal Crossing. It's coming out
I've seen a lot of comments on like, if we don't get it with this direct, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, people have been waiting for a new Animal Crossing game
since the Switch came out.
So long.
Or before, older, but they really were waiting for the Switch version or whatever announcement.
So yeah, that's everything that happened in the direct.
You can tell you were disappointed. With
I'm
how
disappointed.
You tried to blow through it.
Yeah, I'm disappointed because first off, Isaac. With all the other, because today and last week we got a bunch of Nintendo's re-registered the copyright for these names, and Golden Sun was one of them. And I was like, Isaac, they got the direct coming. They're going to have a new Golden Sun game, or Isaac's going to be in Smash. We saw nothing. Fire Emblem, we saw nothing. Tokyo Game Show's next week. I don't know what, if anything, Nintendo's going to show there. So I don't know if we're going to see anything.
Yeah, but a new Golden Sun would be pretty great.
I want a new Golden Sun so bad.
Me too. I'd even like a remake of the first two.
Oh, yes, like an HD remaster, combination of both of them. Oh, yeah. I want it, Mao.
That would be great. As one game, though.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Oh, I would gladly pay full price for both those.
Yeah. And
if they were remastered, for sure. So, yeah, just a tad bit disappointing. This has probably been the most lackluster direct since the Switch came out, in my opinion. So, a lot of old games, like some new stuff, but nothing like really huge. Like you got the Asmodee stuff, Town, the Final Fantasy stuff aren't really new games, but it's like new content. But yeah, not a lot of new stuff to go off of. A lot of stuff that we knew was coming, or is just a port. And yeah, I would have loved to see some Fire Emblem. I would have loved to see some new Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, I would have loved to see Fire Emblem.
I would love to see Isaac.
Shin Megami.
So,
but yeah, give me my Fire Emblem. But yeah, it must not be coming out till late spring, I think, or basically summer.
Yeah, it has to be in the next direct. Like it literally has to be.
Sure.
Like to get more info, because when's the next time you're going to show info on the game?
Right. I don't know.
It would be a direct. They could do another Fire Emblem direct. They haven't done one in a year and a half, so.
No, 2 years, isn't it?
I think it was like January of 17.
It was January because it was right before the mobile game came out. So,
yeah.
So over a year and a half, but.
Yeah. So. Yeah. That's the direct. It was pretty disappointing. So, at least for me. I'm sure if the people who love Animal Crossing are super hyped up. So it looks like next year's big Nintendo IPs are going to be Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem, and Metroid Prime is the big ones.
Oh yeah.
And then like the new Pokemon game, maybe.
Oh right.
By end of the
that
year.
should be out next year.
Yeah, I could see
But
like end of
year,
next year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Holiday, I'm sure.
I wouldn't be surprised
The
early
Pokemon
2020
slot,
though.
Basically November.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get on to your topic, Mal. What do you got for us tonight?
Whale. The newest Magic the Gathering set is coming out soon.
Oh,
It's return to Ravnica.
It looks spicy. It looks.
Guilds of Ravnica comes out soon. We've been getting some spoilers.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
I've been liking them.
This is the most popular plane in Magic. Not the most popular sets, which I think goes to original Innistrad. But
I think like the general internet story is that going back to Ravnica helped save Magic when it was down or something. I see a lot of people say that.
I believe that. Yeah, I think it was. It was like right after. So it was.
Was it Return to Ravnica? Was that the set everyone talks about?
Well, original Ravnica, I do believe, was probably something that definitely helped save Magic.
Yeah.
Because it was right after Mirrodin, which was busted.
And this is the plane
Kamigawa,
Tetsuo
which
likes
was
too.
Opposite of busted.
I believe this is the one you're like a big fan of, right, Tets? Ravnica, as a setting, or
yeah, I mean, like I like a lot of them, but like the thing about Ravnica, what sticks with me is when I really into Magic was as Ravnica the first was kind of coming.
Yeah.
But like I have a lot of like video with it.
Yeah, it's and it takes place on an Ecumenopolis, which is a city world.
And I really like a lot of the interplay between the different
yeah, it's made
guilds,
there's 10 guilds all trying to control the city, which is the entire world.
I bless the guilds down on Ravnica.
One of the things that makes me sad, my favorite color pairing is my least favorite guild, like hands down.
Which one?
I hate Orzhov.
Oh, really?
I want Orzhov to die a fiery.
Which one's Orzhov?
White black.
The Scorpion Guild.
I like Izzet and I like Celeste.
They're the Mafia.
The Mafia, they're
with
also
religious hiding.
Religious. Yeah.
Like or whatever.
Just trappings.
They're Catholic Mafia.
Yeah. I think that's more why I don't is the religiosity, the corruption.
Holy moly! I just saw Vraska.
The full art one, or just the card in general?
The card in general. Holy balls! That plus ability is strong.
What's it do?
Sacrifice another permanent if you do gain 1 life and draw a card. +2. She starts at 4 loyalty for 4. 2 green and a black.
And then her minus is abrupt decay, I believe, right?
Yeah, destroy target non-land permanent. Yeah, less than 3. And gain emblem with whenever a creature you control deals damage to a player, that player loses the game.
Yeah, that's a callback to her original Planeswalker card. Gave you 3 1/1 assassins with Death Touch, I think.
Yeah.
That if they did damage you to a player, that player lost the game. But yeah, so as story-wise goes, we're finally reaching the culmination of the Gatewatch storyline.
Yeah.
Bolus is making his move on Ravnica. We're gonna have 5v5 guild versus guild. There's 5 guilds under the control of Bolus, and then 5 that are opposing it. There's only 2 Dimir guilds, or Dimir. 2 guilds under Bolus's control. Dimir is not one of them, which is interesting.
Yeah,
because they're the blue-black kind of the assassin-y guilds or whatever, but they're on the side fighting against Bolus's invasion. Yeah, and each one of Bolus's guilds will be helmed by a planeswalker. This set we've got Golgari, the green-black, who's helmed it's
Vraska's like unknowingly working. She had her mind blocked by Jason, who's working.
And then there's Izzet's got Ral Zarek is now the viceroy of Izzet, and because its founder Niv Mizzet is gone off to work on a project in secret. So he's given control over to Ral, who is working for Bolus, and yeah. So we'll see how that goes down. Let's see. Mechanic wise, we've got Surveil, which is with the House of Demir. It's
I
basically
love
better
Surveil.
scry. It's,
I love Surveil.
Look at however many it tells you to. Surveil 2 is look at 2 cards on top of your library, put them back in any order or into the graveyard.
Yep.
Basically,
Give
instead
me
of
them
on the bottom of your deck
fixins'.
like scry. And the graveyard is a much it's a lot. Putting things in your graveyard is way better than putting them on the bottom of your deck because you can do things with the graveyard.
Yeah.
That there's almost nothing that does anything with the bottom of your deck.
Yeah. I think Mission Briefing is my favorite Surveil card I've seen so far. It's the two blue Surveil 2, then choose an instant or sorcery card in your graveyard. You may cast that card this turn. If you put it in your graveyard, exile it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's similar to. They compared the article that revealed it compared to Snapcaster, but you don't.
Give me the combos. What combo will we get with this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking good. We haven't quite seen a lot of the payoffs for Surveil yet, but they're starting to come in. There was a card that's every time you Surveil, you deal or a target opponent loses a life or something.
Yeah. And then blue-red spells matter.
And then there's another card that just got revealed that says whenever you Surveil, if this card or it's Blood Operative, and whenever you Surveil, if Blood Operative is in your graveyard, you may pay 3. If you do, return it to your hand. That's I guess another one. But we're still there's been a lot of good looking Surveil cards, but we're still waiting to see, I guess, what the full payoff is.
Yeah.
Is it got Jumpstart, red blue, and Jumpstart is you can cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a card in addition to paying.
So aggressive.
Then exile this card. Which is similar to Flashback, but you have to discard a card.
Yeah. So
it's card neutral, but you don't have to pay the often more expensive Flashback cost. You just pay the cost of the card. Yeah. So it's got some differences. I haven't really seen any great Jumpstart cards yet, I think.
Yeah. I haven't noticed any either that seem particularly strong.
Yeah, I think we're still waiting.
Chemister's Insight is okay, probably. I don't know.
There's the one that is that the draw 2 cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think people say that is deceptively powerful because it's instant speed, which is great for control decks because you can hold up counter magic or draw.
And you can discard what doesn't really help you in the matchup in early games. Land. Yeah.
But it also, by having instant speed draw, repeatable instant speed draw, or I guess semi-repeatable, it means you can hold up, you can hold up the counter something or draw a card. So, Izzet's got some of the best flavor text too, I think.
Yeah, I just love red blue.
There's a quasi duplicate, which lets you control or copy a target creature you control, and the flavor tech is my greatest creation, me.
Yeah.
Or Sonic Assault, which is taps a creature and deals 2 damage to the creature's opponent, but he heard stars and saw thunder. It's just a Minotaur being blasted by Sonic Assault.
How are the split cards reading? Are they status and stature?
Yeah, so they put out an article explaining because they've kind of used a lot of the previous namespace for split cards because it was assault and battery. And stuff like that, actual phrases. Mm-hmm. So they're we probably it's not something we can just keep doing forever. So they're we'll just make them alliterations. And then they're what if we did 2-letter alliterations? And then they really pushed it. So they all have the first 3 letters the same. Some are more, statue and statute, I think, is just the E on the end, right?
Yeah.
So, which all the split cards are, I believe all of them, or is it just a cycle? I think all of them are hybrid and then a gold card.
Mm-hmm.
and they don't
Yep.
have Fuse, which was what Return to Ravnica had, where you could play both. So you can only play one or the other.
Yeah.
And then Golgari, green black, has Undergrowth, which is it always cares about how many creatures are in your graveyard, like giving something plus X plus O until end of turn,
Yeah.
where X is the amount of creatures in your graveyard.
I love anything that interacts with your graveyard.
Me too.
I
Yes.
love Delirium, which might be, since I've started
Golgari.
playing, my favorite
Yeah.
in the game. Like keyword.
I think green-black is one of my favorite two-color combinations. Even though green usually is one of my least favorite, when it interacts with black, it suddenly is all about the graveyard.
Yeah. I would say it's probably my second favorite. Yeah. It's usually got like solid removal.
Yeah.
Like you said, the graveyard interaction.
Yeah. Speaking of favorite removal, they printed a really tough card.
Yeah, Assassin Trophy.
Green and a black, destroy target permanent. Not
Opponent
non-land
controls.
permanent even.
Yeah.
But yeah, permanent an opponent controls, its controller may search the library and put a basic land into play onto the battlefield.
Modern Legacy, here we go.
Yeah, it's probably going to see play everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just, but my favorite card so far, I think, is also a Golgari card, which is Underrealm Lich, which is 3 black-green for a 4/3. But whenever you would draw a card, instead look at the top 3 cards of your library.
That's
you put one in your hand, rest in the graveyard.
strong.
You can also pay 4 to make it indestructible and tap it until end of turn.
Yeah.
Which is just how they do regenerate now. But yeah, I have a Gitrog deck, and yeah, it's just for EDH, and Gitrog loves
Goes
this
right
card.
in. Yeah.
But yeah, Undergrowth seems cool. We actually haven't seen a lot of enablers, which is the opposite of the Surveil side of things. There's been quite a few Undergrowth, even quite a few good Undergrowth cards, but not a lot of ways to get those creatures in your graveyard efficiently. So that still waits to be seen.
Yeah.
And then
not as solid a theme in Limited, it looks like.
I mean, there's still plenty of commons and stuff that can be shown off. So, and then we got Boros, which is red-white, and they get Mentor, which is whenever this creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. It's very simple. Boros likes to attack, so they finally got a decent. I think it's the best they've had, which is not hard, because their first one was something about the Radiance, I think, which is it affected a creature and then every other creature that shared a color with it or something.
Yeah.
It was not great. It was also just it didn't really fit on theme. The last one was whenever you attacked with 3 creatures. It was Battalion. It got a thing. So it's it's probably the most boring of the ones possibly.
Yeah.
But I think
It's
it will be good. Yeah.
Still solid, yeah.
It will probably be really strong for Limited.
Yeah, and it becomes a lot more interesting. They've been showing off a couple of variable power creatures that can either like temporarily boost their toughness or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I think Goblins are happy. They're getting a lot more cards. So.
Yeah. They just showed off Aurelia, who was, I believe, been in she was in the last one, and I think she was in the first set, but she's a Boros Angel. And she can you get to target one of your creatures for the and they give them +2/+0, and if they're red they get trample, if they're white they get vigilance until end of turn. And she's got Mentor herself, so she can boost herself, but like being able to boost another Mentor who can then put a +1/+1 counter on another Mentor lets you just start chaining
off the Mentors.
Yeah.
My triggers.
So yeah. It's looking pretty cool. I'm interested in what. Oh, also, I almost forgot Selesnya. I think my second least favorite guild. So I was just ready to just.
I like the flavor of them.
Yeah. They get Convoke, which is a returning mechanic. You can actually. I like the reminder text. It is, your creatures can help cast this spell.
Yeah.
That's not rules text, so they can word it a little differently. It's reminder text. But each creature you tap while casting the spell pays for 1 generic or 1 mana of that creature's color. Yeah, there's been some interesting cards. Like there's one that can pump out a bunch of creature tokens,
Yeah.
and then there's
I
another
like
one that can
Venerated
punch out
Loxodon.
yeah,
Puts
a
plus
bunch
one
of
plus ones on everyone who convokes.
Yep. I also like the flavor text on the Impervious Great Worm, which is the 7 and
That's
3
the
green.
buy box promo.
16, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a 16 worm. It's shown just bursting out of the ground, bigger than all the buildings, and it's the ultimate answer to intrigue and subtlety.
Giant worm.
Yeah. Also explains why there haven't been any Eldrazi on Ravnica.
Yep.
Or maybe there have, and they just didn't notice it with all these giant 16/16 creatures running around. But yeah, I think the set's looking pretty cool. I think we're getting the full spoiler by next Wednesday. I think.
Well, it's I think next week is the pre-release.
Yeah, they're doing it on Wednesday because Loading Ready Run streams on the Magic channel on Wednesdays now. So I think that's what they moved it to that time slot. So
that's cool. I can watch it at work.
Yeah.
And I've seen people really excited about the set and stuff.
I mean, it is the most popular plane.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably there were some good cards, but a lot of duds in the last one. The Return to Ravnica, like almost all of Dragon's Maze was not great, which was the final set. It was probably one of the worst third sets, I think.
I want to pull that to
this
Fairy.
One's definitely looking better.
I want that to Fairy, Mal.
Oh, I have bad news for you.
What's the
You
bad
must not
news?
have seen the actual announcement for that.
No, I didn't.
They are doing there are masterpieces, which maybe they shouldn't have called them masterpieces because that originally implied something different.
This
But,
heralds good news, not bad.
No. What I can't remember what they call it, or they're calling it. Like I can't remember the exact name, but they've got a box you can buy for $250 only on the Hasbro site.
What?
That has a full draft set of Ravnica boosters. So what is that? 24, and 8 of those 24 are specially marked with 8 full bleed, no border Planeswalker cards. And that is the only way to get these. Is you have to buy that box, and it's in very limited quantity, so it will sell out very quick. And it only ships to the U.S. and Canada, I think, because it's on the Hasbro store. So people are upset about that. But yeah, you can't get these. The cards look really cool. I love the borderless look. Like the borderless lands and tokens from the last unset set looked awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a special from the vault, like a more fancy from the vault. I don't really know if they really needed to do the boosters thing, but whatever about those.
This is weird.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite card, Mal?
I said that.
What, Impervious Great Worm?
No, Underrealm Lich.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Ionize.
Ionize?
Yeah, it's 1 a blue and a red. Counter target spell. Ionize deals 2 damage to that spell's controller.
I'm a fan of Counterburn.
I love that spell.
There's also a great name in cards is Hypothesisal. I like the name. The top comments on the reveal thread or whatever was like, "This is a great name. This is the worst name." So it's like, yes, or like those are the 2 opinions about the card.
Yeah.
What it does is meh, but yeah, it's a great name. And then there was one more flavor text that I quite enjoyed. Lava Coil, which is it just deals damage to a creature, but the flavor text is Commander. We caught the Demir spy. We took her ashes into custody. So yeah, the flavor text in this set is looking really great.
Yeah.
I'm really just interested in the story where it goes. They're doing a novel
Are they going to be
again.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, which they went away from after the last Ravnica.
Will that have the defeat of Bolus in it?
Yeah.
Or hopefully the ultimate defeat of the Gatewatch.
There are 4 Planeswalkers on the cover. It's Chandra and Gideon, I think. And then it looks like Kaya, who is from the last conspiracy set, which she can kill ghosts. So people are wondering if she kills the Orzhov group. And maybe she'll even take over for Bolus, which is a little weird. because it didn't seem like her style. But
Yeah.
the current rulers of the Orzhov Syndicate are ghost councils, so maybe she's going to kill them. And then another unnamed planeswalker who has triangle magic. There's just some like glowy triangles like in their hand, like they've got their hands held out, and there's
I
like
cast Try
triangles,
Attack.
so I'm not
It's
sure.
not very effective.
But yeah, we get 2 sets with guilds, and then the third set, which is the finale to the whole Gatewatch story, which is not there. The guilds will be present, but there won't be mechanics based around the guilds. So that's interesting. They've never done that in Ravnica.
Yeah.
So.
I'm excited,
yeah.
man. Can't wait to
Me too.
go to some pre-releases. I'm hot.
Yeah. Let's get it.
All right, Tits. We're going to finish off with you tonight. What do you got?
Well, I've been so terribly busy lately. I have not had time to do like anything game-wise or anything related to this podcast, to be honest. That's why I've been oddly silent this whole episode. No, but I did drop the cash to pick up the newest Destiny 2 DLC, Forsaken, which I haven't, to prelude this whole segment, I have only gotten a few hours into it, so this is
that's
going
enough to
come...
give your impressions.
Yeah, this is going to come from a first impression type point of view. But I am very thoroughly enjoying it. I am very much not only enjoying the story, despite the fact that they killed Malcolm Reynolds, sniff sniff, tear tear, which happens in the first like 5 seconds of the DLC. So should not be spoilers if you've been paying attention at all. But I lost. Oh, sorry, I almost lost my train of thought. Not just the story, which has been great, but also some of the quality of life changes that they've introduced, which I'll get to that in a second. We'll start with the story. As I said, it's kind of started off with a gut wrenching moment, and I was just like,
that monkey paw got the Destiny players.
Yeah, I was just like, no, why?
Like, we want more story, darker story. All right, we'll kill Cade.
No, why did Zavala? Nobody likes Zavala. Kill Zavala. That was kind of how I felt. Like, and then he has to act like a prick about it. He isn't too terribly broken up about trying to.
Yeah, I've heard
avenge his friend.
Yeah, I've heard Ikora's like not happy with him.
Yeah, there's kind of this border, at least so far as I've gotten into it, there's this borderline split that's happening. Like, you have 1/3 of the Vanguard is dead, and then the other 2 are, like, not even talking to each other. But they still have to present a united front to the Guardians, which has been interesting. I'm curious where it's going to keep going.
You haven't gotten to have you gotten to the Dreaming City?
No, I haven't.
I've watched some streams. It looks gorgeous.
Does it?
They put so much effort into the Dreaming City. It's so beautiful.
I'm looking forward to getting there.
And apparently there's a lot, like the map, like the map's big, but there's a lot of areas that aren't even on the map apparently to explore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was curious about that actually, because there was in the what is it called? The whatever the area in the reef that you go to that actually you can do patrols on, the Forgotten Shoals or whatever it's called. Anyway, there was some stuff that I think I missed during the mission that takes you there. And I, like, on patrols, there's got to be a way to get back there, but the thing is, it's beyond the map, right? Like the map doesn't, like, when you start that mission, you are off the map. So yeah. I'm curious about getting there and checking that back out. But yeah, it's really interesting. I'm liking the aesthetic of it. I mean, then again, too, I feel like Destiny's never really done bad in as far as aesthetic goes, right? Like it's always been pretty spot on, at least for me. It's been pretty spot on. But I think the thing that I'm most, this is going to be a total me statement, but I think the thing I'm most excited about is they brought back Grimoire, essentially. Like
Right.
it's not Grimoire. They call them triumphs, but like as you do them, you get points that attach to your emblem the way that Grimoire used to. So it's essentially Grimoire, and it's all the same kind of stuff, right? It's go to this area and do all the things you can do here, collect all these pieces of lore, kill so many things with this type of weapon, collect all these exotics, blah 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 blah. But like I think that was one of my bigger things why I kind of was feeling a little listless with Destiny 2 was in Destiny 1 because so the thing about Destiny, you know, I've talked about how I don't like grinding, and Destiny can very much be a grind. You play the same missions over and over and over again.
The
But
MMO side of it.
yeah, and and two, a part of it too is right. Like you're going through, you're playing this thing, hoping this one gun that you want drops, or this one piece of armor, or whatever. Um, but for me, what kind of kept me going through it was I still had my grimoire that I was trying to I was trying to do all these things on this character and then this character. Like it still gave me something to do while I was doing the main missions over and over again. And then Destiny 2, when I got rid of that, I kind of, not that I had like no reason to necessarily keep doing it, but I felt more kind of bleh about just doing things repeatedly. And so the fact that they brought that back and even more in depth, like, run not only this class, but run this particular part of your subclass's layout or loadout specifically so you can do this one thing so many times. Okay, I can get behind that. I need to now try to actually get good with these grenades that I've always sucked with because, there's a arbitrary point system that'll reward me for doing so. Um, but that's made me very happy. Like that's probably the biggest quality of life change that I've been excited about. Is kind of really delving into that.
Yeah, I know people are happy to have randomly rolled guns back.
Yes,
Just adds to the good grind, basically.
exactly. Yeah.
How did it work before?
So
You just-
in Destiny 1, like games or the guns when you get them, they would have certain like stats, but they could always be randomized, right? And then
Yeah, they had stats, but they also had perks that could be random.
yeah, sorry, perks. Yeah, that's specifically what I mean.
Like different scopes, different barrels.
And to a degree, like certain guns would only have like it would show 2 barrels, but you would have like only maybe 4 that you could possibly get out of the 12 or whatever the numbers are. I'm making up numbers, but you know what I mean. But in Destiny 2, it was if you got this gun, it was always this barrel, this scope, this magazine. You didn't get those perks being randomized. And now that those are coming back, it's like, oh, even though I got Imago Loop and you got Imago Loop, they might be totally different Imago Loops. And so they're totally different guns, despite the fact that they are this quote unquote same gun. And that added a lot to it as well. Like even if you knew that you weren't getting the one you wanted, there was always a chance that you might still get this god roll on a weapon.
Yeah.
That would still make up for the fact that you didn't get the gun that you were very specifically hoping to get. Looking at you, Vault of Glass, and your Galar Horning. But yeah, it's definitely.
There's also a new. Have you played any of the new PvP?
I've not Gambit. Yeah.
Gambit? Yeah.
I started the quest line that's associated with it, but I haven't played it yet. But I'm looking forward to it. So it's a new game mode. It is PvP, but it's PvP and PvE at the same time.
It's PvPvE.
Yeah.
Is what I've seen.
It's really interesting. So instead of just being 2 teams trying to fight each other to accomplish objective whatever, instead you both are actually separate and you are trying to defeat this PvE boss, similar to any other like boss fight in the game. But as you kill things, as you do different things, like there'll be drops and stuff and different ways for you to earn points. And as your team gains points, you can then make it harder for the other team to beat the boss. And so the first team that actually beats the boss wins. But as you're gaining points, you're able to make it even more difficult for the other team to beat the boss. I love that idea. Like that, I am so excited. And the only reason why I haven't played it is because it is what's the word for it? light enabled, right? Like all your weapons, they don't get equalized. Whatever
Oh,
bonuses you
it is.
get.
I didn't know that. I mean,
Yeah.
because of the PVE aspect.
Right, and that's the only reason why I haven't played it yet, is
Yeah.
because I am still so far
That
behind the
makes
light
sense.
curve.
Also, didn't 6v6 is back now, right?
Yes, 6v6 is back. This game mode is
That
a
was
4v4.
the thing that, yeah, or what?
This Gambit is 4v4, but
Oh, okay.
6v6 is back.
Yeah,
As
but it
is
is PVE,
personal.
which will be interesting. But
Yeah.
4v4 made me stop playing PVE, or PvP, which is just something that made me drop, or just led to me eventually just dropping to Destiny 2. So
Yeah,
I love 6v6.
And then private matchmaking came back as well. So yeah. So I know that's probably less for some people, but maybe
I mean,
more
it's
for
big
others.
for a lot of people.
Right, exactly. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm definitely I've definitely renewed my faith in Destiny, I guess, so to say. Like, not that I like kind of lost faith in Destiny, but I kind of lost. Like, I was kind of meh.
It had a shaky launch for sure, Destiny 2.
Yeah, I had gotten a little meh towards it, but now like playing.
Seems like a lot of people are enjoying it more as time's going.
Yeah, I've seen a lot that says this is the best Destiny 2's ever been, and stuff like that. And I'll probably get it, but I still am not happy with Bungie.
Right.
In general.
Well, and Forsaken is the Taken King of Destiny 2, right?
Right. But they shouldn't have needed a Taken King of Destiny.
Agreed. 2. No, agreed.
And this is how Destiny 2 should have launched.
Yep.
It just is like there's like zero chance I'll play Destiny 3 at launch, basically.
Yeah.
And I'll have to wait at least a few months, or maybe even until their Taken King comes out, depending if they've learned their lesson by now or not.
Right. But how much too was that Activision? And that's legitimately a question of I'm not quite sure. But
no, I don't think it's Activision at this point. Activision could have been blamed for Destiny 1, but like Bungie should have.
They got involved with some things that, and 2 they should have fought, but I feel like Activision kind of pushed for some of the negatives of Destiny 2's lots. Maybe not all of them, but enough of them to make me say that they share the blame.
Yeah, like them. It was more that they were trying to, I think, cater to the people who can't play as often, which is not saying that's a bad thing, but then they basically that was not who played Destiny 1, and I can understand trying to get those players into Destiny 2, but it didn't, it basically alienated all their Destiny 1 players, and as it turns out, they basically just didn't make a game that would keep the people without enough time to play. Stuff like removing the random roles and making it and there are quite a few decisions that just kind of went with that. That were their decisions, not even Activision's. And I don't think the 4v4 really applies to it, but that was just another instance of them not listening to the people who had been playing more of what they felt like was going to be the way it should be played.
That's fair.
Everyone was saying don't do 4v4 in the gaming community, and they didn't listen to any of them. Eventually they did, though.
Yeah.
Which is good, but yeah.
2 other new things that they added as well that I can't believe I forgot up to this point that also are pretty cool. Additional
pylons.
Additional I forget what it's called now, but it's the way of the blank for each subclass.
Oh yeah, there's new subclasses for each element.
Yeah, well it's not that there's new subclasses. It's a new set of perks that you can choose within each one. So the hunter's gunslinger, he now will jump in the air and fire a whole bunch of fiery
they're new subclasses in that they're all everything about that version is new, right? You have a whole new line leading up to a new super.
Right, but I mean it just modifies the super, right? It's not you only have its way of the gun, or you have the gunslinger, and then within the gunslinger there's a new way of that leads to the knives. So it's still within
a whole new tree.
Yeah, whole new tree. There we go. That's the word to use. So that's pretty cool though. Like I haven't fully looked at all of them yet, and I'm like just starting the quest to like unlock it. So I don't know.
I just want my giant flaming axe.
Yeah, all of the ones I've seen look pretty.
Yeah.
BA.
Also, the Kamehameha wave seems pretty neat as far as warlocks go. And then and then they also added a new weapon.
Yep, the bow, and oh my goodness, I got the first, even just the first bow you get from the storyline is a lot of fun to use. Like
Bows are cool.
I'll have to see it. I'll have to play it with it in my own hands because I was watching someone stream it and I couldn't keep the bow keep going down and back up and stuff seemed to get annoying for me. But
and I think because
in
I've
play,
gotten
it might not be a big deal.
Yeah, I think for me, like I got used to the bow with the Night Stalker, right? Like the way that the super handled, and so getting used to that, I think, kind of primed me a little bit for the bow as a weapon. And I think the thing I like and hate the most is like, right, you can pull the trigger to draw your arrow, and you can just hold it. Which is nice because then you can just hold it, and instead of having to pull and release to line up your headshot, you just have to pull it ahead of time, and then you just have to release to hit your headshot.
Yeah.
But the downside to it is you can't hold it forever. Like once you start, and there's not really.
Oh, I see.
At least with the first bow, you get a little bit of a rumbling when you're starting to get close to your time limit. But there's not, like, you kind of just have to learn when the time limit is. There isn't really any indicators on screen to say, oh,
Right.
you're about to lose it. So that's kind of a negative, but it's not much of one. It's not enough to really negatively impact.
Yeah, again, I'll have to see how it feels in my hands versus just watching someone stream it.
Yeah. And it's definitely not for like it's not for everybody. Like the first one that you get does a good amount of damage, especially if you get a headshot. But if you don't, like it really, like it's not an assault rifle or even like a scout rifle, right? You can't just go pop pop pop.
Oh, speaking of scout rifles, there also I might just wait until scout rifles are usable because apparently there's a bug where they do 30% less damage. So
oh really?
Yeah.
I missed that. I haven't really been using them lately, but
yeah,
that makes me sad.
I keep checking in on the subreddit and yeah, so that's like one of my main go-tos is the scout rifles. So to not be able to play with them will make me sad.
Yeah, scouts and pulses and hand cannons, but so I've been like again
That's
talking
almost
about
all of them.
Yeah, well, I don't like assault rifles. I don't like shotguns. I don't like sniper rifles. I can do okay with fusion.
Oh yeah. I can't remember now. Can you equip a sniper rifle and shotgun in your non-heavy?
I found a sniper rifle that's non-elemental, but good luck finding non-elemental snipers. I think it's more kind of the thing.
No, I
mean,
mean you can equip them secondary, right?
Yes.
At release they were heavy only.
No, yeah, they can be in your special.
Yeah, I thought that change happened, but I couldn't quite remember. But yeah.
Yep, I forgot about that change as well. So that's another. Well, I guess it probably happened earlier, but
yeah, I think it happened the last big update, but I can't remember. Yeah, so I mean, Destiny 2 is way better now. If you want to, buy. But oh yeah, another thing is you have to buy all of everything beforehand, and then now this $40 update.
Well, but here's the other thing too. For right now, for the month of September, Destiny 2 is the free game on PS
That's
Plus.
true.
So if you're on PS Plus, you only have to buy the 3 DLC. Right?
Yeah. So it's still not a monetization system I'm happy with.
Yeah.
Considering how bad those were. At least Trials of Osiris, I think, is when they lost so many players.
I enjoyed the story of it, but I did not think it was worth the amount that they charged for it at launch.
Yeah, I think I've heard people who had the data basically, and a lot like that was a big drop in active players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you are you're playing something, Tits. Getting back in the swing of things.
Yeah, it's gonna be on and off. I mean, I got a lot of work stuff, and then I'm also prepping for. Well, it's not punching me. It's been great.
Maybe I misused the word punching.
Work has been great for the overtime, but I don't know if I've actually mentioned this on the podcast or not yet, and maybe I did and forgot.
I don't think you have.
my wife is pregnant, so we're prepping for a baby.
Congrats.
Yay! So that's the other big thing is work. If I'm not doing,
If Tets is not
overtime-
here, that's pretty much like why he's at work or he's taking care of his wife.
Yep, and all the work is going into turning into money to specifically pay for house renovations and items because babies are expensive and doctor visits and etc. etc.
Well, do you have an expected date yet?
Actually, yes. It is going to be in February, which is funny.
Not that long.
Considering that my brother, my mother, and I are all February
Early
babies.
or late February?
Late February. There's a good chance it may
If only
be
it was
on my
2020,
birthday.
she could be.
I believe
he or she
first-
could be elite baby.
First baby or the first pregnancies often run late, so
Yeah. If it runs late, it'll be like end of February, early March, and then which is okay because my dad is a March baby, so like it's going to be sometime around family birthdays.
all you spring, winter babies, you need to get on the fall train. I'm telling you, fall is where it's at.
uh-huh.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, you guys don't have seasons, so it doesn't even matter for you. But
I was gonna say, like, what's fall? Is that
what is autumn?
I just know
It's great
summer
mix.
and summer light. Like those
Yeah.
are the two that we have here.
Summer and hurricanes.
Yeah.
It's true. Yes, summer and hurricane season.
Well, congrats, both on the baby and on playing Destiny 2. Maybe you can get Assassin's Creed Origin for half off.
This is also why I haven't been able to build any models yet. I haven't been able to spend money on models because I got a baby coming.
Well, then you teach the baby how to build models. Well, the baby
Oh, you
breaks
don't
your
know.
models, and then you rebuild them. It's the perfect 1-2 combination.
Don't you dare say that second bit again. I will jump. No, I'm kidding. It'll probably happen. Let's be honest.
I'm surprised you haven't had horror stories with your cats getting to them yet. So.
We do a very good job of keeping my office door locked. Although we did, so Luke, our big little chunk-a-monk cat, he has discovered. So they can open every door in the house. So we have to like, if we don't want them to open a door, we have to loop it through one of our chairs because they have like the holes in the back of it, so the door handle can go through it. Well, Luke learned about physics. He can run, jump onto a chair, and make it slide to get it off of door handles to now open those pesky
Amazing.
doors that are shut.
Amazing.
This like, good God.
Glad my cat doesn't know how to open doors.
They can open up the sliding glass door too, as well. It's
Oh, wow,
it's
that's
the weirdest
horrifying.
thing. Yeah.
All right. Let's get out of here. This has been episode 65 of the podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in their own video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of podcast Five Rings released Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud. Talk about topic day by day on YouTube with the full video releasing on Friday. Check us out on Twitter, podcast 5R. I'm messing it up again, Mao. It's all your fault.
You didn't
back.
say it in one
Juju's
breath.
back.
You didn't say it in one breath.
I didn't. I forgot. Take a deep breath before I do it. Y'all will remind me next week on the intro. Twitter, Podcast 5R. Facebook, P5R Podcast. There you go. That's what we're doing. We're cutting out here. I'm disappointed. Disappointment's the title of the episode. Even though the first two topics are about disappointment, the last two are about good
opposite.
positive stuff. Ravnica and getting back in Destiny. So, there you go. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Later.